Hello there, Qckslvrslash, and there are those who would tell you an all-secondary build Alsace is a silly idea. And to those people I say, do you just not enjoy having fun? Because that's what I've got here in this video, and it's how I've been running her pretty much since I got her. I tried a couple games, how I'd run the Richelieu, really boosting up the aim to try to get more out of these main batteries. And then talking with a friend, kind of came to the realization that screw the main batteries, put everything into secondaries. So every single one of my captain skills and all my modules, as you'll see somewhere on the screen, they're about making these secondaries better. And since I've done that, nothing but hilarity has ensued. I love every game. I still hit things with the main batteries. I'd almost think better sometimes than when I had all the stuff to boost their performance. So really, I feel there's no loss. Now, there's a lot of people out there, particularly German battleship captains, who are going to tell you the Frenchies don't have what it takes to brawl, to get the most out of that secondary build. And really, I'd say they're wrong. The French battleships are decently tough. Bow in. The second you get their side, they're Swiss cheese, or they'll soon be turned into it. But you keep your bow in, angle a bit, pretend you're a cruiser with 6 other cruisers atop you shooting at the enemy, because the reload on these is insane. I've got adrenaline rush, and you know, as I get hurt, they just go faster and faster. 2.1 base is what they're at right now, and I think if I'm on 10% health, that drops to 1.7-ish, which that's a lot of gunfire coming your way, and it's gonna add up to fires and damage. Yeah. So off the bat here, just heading over to the small islands here on Mountain Range. Really, the whole reason for that is I want people, particularly destroyers, other cruisers, in close. And that's not going to happen if I sail out in the open. Unfortunately, pretty quickly here, it's going to become apparent that, well, we're playing a giant game of Ring Around the Rosie. My whole team, as you can see, they're really coming over to this side. They've abandoned the far flank, with the exception of our AFK Donskoy. And it just seems of late, there's at least one AFK ship in every one of my videos. Meanwhile, the exception of, well, this Montana and Henry, the entire enemy team is pushing south on the other side of the map. And at first, I figure, you know what, I'm going to chase this Montana. He's out here alone, I'll get close. Big ship for my secondaries to hit. I've got good secondary range on this. You can see, where is she? 11.3 there. And the benefit of boosting your secondaries is your AA does get a boost from BFT and AFT, which just makes me harder for aircraft carriers to hit too. So it's good all around. And I hit 5 shells on the Montana for 3,000 damage. Not great. But I figure, you know, I'm a fast ship. Got my speed boost. I'll just chase this Montana down, shoot at the Henry, and go to their cap. But the more I think about that, the more I commit to that idea, the more I realize I'm horribly wrong. And you'll see where I kind of decide that that's the case. There's a Qckslvrslash up here ahead of me. I quickly move over, target her with my secondaries, and I'm just looking for a good shot with these main batteries. I don't have the same reload that I had before. I think it was 24 seconds when I had all those mods on. So I can't be as carefree with the shots. So I've got to pick and choose where I take them. Decently side on Monarch there, though. She's turning out, so those will probably miss or slide down her hull. And really, it's about here that I go, okay, it's time to turn around. Too much of their team is heading south. There's no way I'm chasing with a Qckslvrslash. You know, the Monarch, the Montana, yeah, I could deal with them. But a Shima, nah, I don't want anything to do with that. So I'm going to get myself turned around. I'm gonna ask the Qckslvrslash if it'll smoke, because I kind of feel I'm gonna get caught in the open here for a bit. Nice little smoke screen ahead of me. It would go a long way, but they're either not paying attention to chat or just don't care to help me out. Either way is fine. They might also just not currently have smoke. See the Montana there eating some big damage, but the Henry is the better target for me. Pretty much flat on though, turning out, so hopefully my shells still hit. And of course, 3 overpens. Such is life in a battleship of late. But hey, I've made the turn so far without eating any big damage. Until the enemy Alsace gets my side, and well, there goes a chunk of my health. That's fine, just means my guns reload quicker. Now with the Alsace sailing north, the Iowa is the ship I want to shoot. It's kind of just slowly meandering to the south, more or less flat on. I should be able to get some good damage in, and a 9k hit, I do. And meanwhile, most of the team is still heading north. There are 2 Gearings in our cap. And, I mean, the Yu-Yang is a strong ship. It's got its radar, if it's a radar Yu-Yang, that it could really use to wreck those Gearings. And based on them becoming spotted there, I suspect the Yu-Yang does have radar. Unfortunately, the Yu-Yang was in the open, and no, it's definitely a smoke one in retrospect. It's doing the good old try to lay a smoke to get away when I'm still lit up. It just doesn't work. And now the enemy team just has a free smoke. That's cool, because I want to get really close to some destroyers and try out these secondaries. And at the time, this was, I think, my 2nd or 3rd game. I just hadn't had a really good opportunity to get up close and personal with a couple ships. Now unfortunately, our Qckslvrslash decides to turn in and completely blocks me, which was only frustrating because my div mate there in the Donskoy is standing by, ready with a radar to light these Gearings. I'm trying to get into secondary range, so I want to watch them shoot, and I want to see what they can do to a DD. So as the Qckslvrslash clears, I tell Navy SEAL, hit that radar, let's see what we do. And pretty much the second it's spotted, the secondaries open up, but I'm not going to not shoot my main batteries. And 3,900 damage, hit the Gearing, first kill. I'm already up to 23,000 damage, which, I mean, we're what, 8 minutes in? That's not that good. That said, got an enemy Ibuki here. She's sailing pretty broadside on. This could be a nice hit. See me just kind of looking around. I do see the torpedoes in the water, so I've got to be careful about them. And oh, this is looking pretty sweet. There we go. Citadel 3 pens basically erased the Ibuki from existence, taking out, well, over half their health. And, well, there's still a DD in our cap. And the best way to stop them from taking your cap is just get in there with them. And in reality, the closer I get, probably the safer I am. The torpedoes have already gone by, so I know they're not going to be a threat. And, well, that smoke's been up for a while, so it's about time it goes down as I lay some hurt into that rune. 1 Citadel, 2 overpens. The damage starting to come back to that level where I'd be like, okay, 10 minutes in, 60k, that's not horrible. You know, I'm happy with that. And really, this is where all the fun for me begins. Because it's right here that everything starts sailing face first into me. And as a secondary build, that's what you need ships doing. You're never going to make that work chasing someone else. It is best when people are pushing at you. So we've got this Gearing, he's still firing. There's a Baltimore behind the smoke, so obviously gonna shoot him, and he just sailed into secondary range. So I target the secondaries onto him. I do have manual fire control for them. And they open up. And at the start here, it's not super impressive. There's a lot of guns firing, but the hits don't initially start stacking up. But as the Baltimore's speed and course start to stabilize, more of them are. And what threw it off was the Baltimore, I think, was slamming the brakes on, so the first few volleys there were really missing. With the Gearing spotted, I definitely need to switch targets, switch them over, but in the time, Seal adequately deals the Gearing and the Balti gets dealt with. So looking over the other side of these islands, I've got an Iowa and a North Carolina closing in. I want to get one of them into range and really try to get up close and personal and fight with them. So not knowing where the North Carolina is, I'm kind of thinking, okay, I'll go for the Iowa here. But then the North Carolina gets redetected. Thankfully I was already rocking my guns over to deal with the Iowa, so the front guns are pretty much there, and this smoke, courtesy of the Gearing, is doing a great job keeping me safe. North Carolina sails into secondary range, and it's time to open fire. And that's a full health ship, 66,000 damage. Main batteries aren't doing anything, and so far the secondaries haven't, but they do light a fire, and that's going to start ticking. And that's really what it's about here, is just adding to the damage my main batteries can do. You know, the secondaries alone, they're not going to do everything. But when you've got some good DPM out of your main batteries, just tacking on the fire and damage that secondaries do, it starts to add up. And you can see already up to 48 hits, another fire out of those secondaries, and I swing my butt over, get a little cheeky here, figuring, hey, he's pretty much broadside on. I figured I could get some pens. Doesn't work out. The North Carolina secondary is starting to open on me, and, well, another broadside shot. I eat a chunk of damage. He eats more. I win that exchange, and at this point, I thought he was dead to the Gascon, but it's my fire that actually finishes him off. I get a secondary kill. So immediately I target the Iowa with the secondaries, them opening up as I bring my bow around, get myself nose in against this ship, and just get those front guns on them. With 8 guns facing forward, you can do some solid damage. 7,500 out of the one volley, and you can see I do get cheeky. I continue the turn, and I eat damage for it. But it boosts my reload speed, and you can just watch those guns pepper away at this Iowa. And we've basically, I think at this point, me and him decided, well, this is just going to be a broadside battle. I get my one volley off, and, well, he hasn't reloaded yet, so get the bow in. Not really eating too much, 1,300 damage out of that. I'll gladly take that. A little more from the second hit of his guns. But look at him just disappear, up to 135 shell hits from those secondaries. And, well, the main guns doing their fair share too. 7,000 from that volley, and this Iowa is gonna be a goner. The fire or secondaries are gonna get her. Ends up being the fire, and I've almost got next ship in range. Now the Alsace is what I thought I would go for, but with that Monarch caught in the open, I really decide she's the better target. So, target her, bring the main guns, pretty much everything I've got to bear. It's time to do some more damage. I'm up to 150k, 3 kills. I'm quite happy with this game. And a big hit there, picking up my Confederate, and just enjoy as the ribbons tick up. If nothing else, for all those silly missions that require you to get ribbons, going full secondary build is the way to do it. Already past 350 total ribbons, and the game's not done yet. And this is one of those instances where, you know, Monarch's normally responsible for lighting a bunch of fires, but hey, 2 can play at that game. Throw an AP from the main batteries. Was hoping to finish her off there, but don't quite do it, and no one can really seem to finish this Monarch here. Everyone hitting it, and once again, I wind up with a kill, so we're up to 4. Now this Alsace and Shima, 2 remaining ships. I figure, hey, I've got a chance at getting one of these guys. And what really actually gives this to me, or at least the Kraken to me, is you can see their Alsace is turning in. I think it's wanting to fight me. And really, that's just a mistake. You can see, looking around my ship, most of my secondaries are still intact, and that's just going with preventative maintenance and putting the modules in to keep them in the game. I've only lost the 1. So I've got a lot of firepower there, and well, these main batteries aim kind of a little further back. Good hit. They do way more damage to me, but now that I'm on almost nothing, just look at that reload. Fire basically out of the first volley, and there's my Kraken. The fire is the thing that gets it. Just the Shima left now. I'm not too worried about going down. Almost eat one of Killer's long-ranging shots, and well, here's the Shima in secondary range, so you know the story at this point. Main battery's on, fire my guns, the secondaries are gonna do the rest of the work. And it's at this point where I'm like, can I actually get 6? The guns are hitting, I got the fire, and there it is. Now this match was a ton of fun for me, and I've been enjoying the ship like this. Is it the smartest way to play it? Maybe not, but the reason I play ships is because I have fun doing it, and I have fun doing it by not always taking it so seriously. I have enough time in clan battles and ranked where it's super serious. A lot of my random battle play is just going out, having fun, yeah, trying to win, but just enjoying myself. And this one I did 636,000 credits, 15,000 experience, Confederate, close quarters, Dreadnought, Kraken, and just shy of 181,000 damage. And 6 kills, which I didn't expect to get more than a couple, so this really helped me out. Topped the team, and with the kills and damage I did, once again, you can't really be surprised. My div mates close behind me. Now, obviously, what people are interested in is how much did the secondaries do? And ultimately, between the secondaries and the fires they lit, about 40,000 damage. So is that groundbreaking? No, but that's 40,000 damage that my main batteries didn't have to do. And a lot of my kills came from fires or the secondaries just hitting targets. And they would have been ships that allies had to finish off with another volley, or I would have. So in a way it saved my main guns to do that to someone else. And took home 478,000 credits and a good chunk of experience towards the Republique. I've been having fun in the Alsace. It's been tricky at first to figure out how to play her, and I've actually found a little more aggression out of her can pay off. It's a lot like some of the ships that are kind of heavy cruisers. Don't get aggressive early, but then find your hole to one-on-one and just basically make the inaccuracy of the guns obsolete. Anyways, I hope everyone enjoyed this. Give it a try for yourself. Just have fun playing ships. If you did like it, please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel. And as always, I'm Qckslvrslash. I'll have another one for you all later.